Eat, Drink, Smoke, the snack size edition.
In life, I have a couple of guilty pleasures. Hardee's is one of them. It is my fast food guilty pleasure. I absolutely love Hardee's. I think it's better than In-N-Out. I think it's better than Whataburger. Come fight me. Ooh. I'm cool with it. I think it's better than everything. Now, I should have more Whataburger. I should have more In-N-Out. I just love it. When I lived in California, it was Carl's Jr. I don't know what it is. It just works for me on every single level. Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there, Fingers Malloy.
Our friends in Texas who heard you say that Hardee's is better than Whataburger, how can they get a hold of you on social media?
Tony at eatdrinksmokeshow.com, at Tony Katz on Twitter, and go Eat, Drink, Smoke on Twitter, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Eat, Drink, Smoke, and of course, eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Look, people like what they like. I'm not saying that the other places are bad. For me, it is my guilty pleasure food, and I absolutely, positively love it.
Well, what's the go-to at Hardee's?
I don't have one. I'm literally up for anything, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. The other guilty pleasure I have is stories of bridezillas. I love bridezilla stories. I don't even know if they're true or if they're just written for the web. I dig in like people do true crime stories. I can dig into bridezilla stories. I would love to do a show about bridezilla stories. It is sensational to me. This was a story over at the New York Post about some newlyweds who were upset at some people who were no-shows for the wedding who originally RSVP'd yes. And so they sent those people who didn't show up a bill for $240 to cover their costs. You do not get to bill people who don't show up. Here's what it says. It's $120 a person. Quantity 2, $240. No call, no show guest for the wedding. This invoice is being sent to you because you confirmed a seat or seats at the wedding reception during the final head count. The amount above is the cost of your individual seats. Because you didn't call or give us proper notice that you wouldn't be in attendance, this amount is what you owe us for paying for your seat in advance. You can pay via Zelle or PayPal. Please reach out to us and let us know which method of payment works for you. Thank you. They actually did this. This is a real thing. Fingers Malloy, can you bill somebody for not showing up at your wedding?
Well, first of all, this is a groomzilla.
No.
Yeah, it triggered the groom into doing this because he was so angered by it. First of all, it was a destination wedding, Tony. And I'm not crazy about destination weddings unless you're eloping. Then that's wonderful. You go elope and don't expect me to go to Jamaica, which is where this wedding was. But I'm torn about this because the groom claims that he went back and forth with a lot of these guests 4 or 5 times saying, "You sure you're coming? Are you going to go? You are going, right?" And he got RSVPs. "Yes, we're going. Yes, we're going. Of course we're going to go. We'll be there." And then they didn't show, and they ghosted him. Like, they were trying to contact him. "Are you coming?" Nothing. I can see why these people are angry. But, man, sending it... You know what? Yeah, sure. No-show ghosting surcharge, $240. I'm all in.
You're absolutely insane, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, they claim that a third of the guests didn't show up. You're the one who had a destination wedding, and I agree that if someone says they're coming and they don't come and they don't have a reason other than, we didn't want to go, that's wrong. You also had the destination wedding. Maybe you should have pared down that list. But that's not really the story. Of course you don't get to bill anybody for it. And here's why. And the reason is A Bronx Tale. You ever see A Bronx Tale?
No.
In the movie A Bronx Tale, Chaz Palminteri. It's Robert De Niro's in it. He directed the film. There's a scene where this young protege of this mafioso, played by Chaz Palminteri, sees a guy who owes him some money, and he starts chasing him. And the kid runs off, and the kid's like, "Yeah, you better not come around here." He's screaming, yelling. Chaz Palminteri's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And the kid is like, "Guy owes me $20. And Chaz Palminteri says, "What are you doing?" You got rid of a problem for $20. Consider yourself lucky. $240, you never have to talk to those people again. You got off cheap. I sometimes have to spend thousands before I don't talk to people again. You got off cheap. And if you sent me a bill, I know I don't want to talk to you either, because I don't know if there's any consideration of maybe something that happened where people couldn't make it to the wedding.
I have a knot in my stomach when I open up a wedding invitation and I see, oh, look at Frank and Karen are getting married. Isn't that wonderful? I always knew those two kids would get married. They'd be together forever. And then I see it's a destination wedding.
And that's what gets you?
Oh, good Lord.
So
are you expecting me to fly to Mexico to see you get married?
Allow me to tell you about my own wedding. And I am married to the greatest woman in the world. Could not be happier. When I think about the wedding, and I think about the people that got invited, and I think about all these years later, we should have spent 3 weeks in Italy. As a matter of fact, we discussed it. We decided to have the wedding. I don't regret getting married for a second. I regret having a wedding all the time, because the memories of a few weeks in Italy would have been better. I like the people who were there, for those who I still talk to, because life happens, and then you realize, hey, these people aren't actually, some of them aren't my people. I'm not afraid to admit that or say that. I'm not mad at anybody per se, but I would say that to any of the people who were there, who I haven't spoken to in a great number of years, because these things do happen. Some people are still my lifelong dearest friends and are with me to the very end. But of course, I shouldn't even have had it. That's the problem. You're already there. What are you bothering bringing other people for? Just enjoy yourself.
I would be very interested to see statistics on younger people now. You know, the numbers are out there that younger people aren't getting married like previous generations are. And if they are getting married, they're waiting until they're older. I'd be interested to see, you brought it up in a previous segment, how, millennials, they're not buying houses like they used to. I wonder if people are pulling back from having the big wedding because they're realizing exactly what you just said, that while you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars, and 15 years from now, if you're lucky enough to still be married, you're going to realize, I'm not seeing any of these people anymore. Is it worth the investment?
And the answer is no, it's not. It never has been. It never will be. And if there's more of an interest in the wedding than the marriage, call it off. Call it off and run for the hills immediately, if not sooner. One thing that millennials are doing, diamonds are no longer the thing. It's a diamond ring is not it. Gemstones is where it's at. The sapphires, the topaz, things like that. That's what they want as a wedding ring. That has been hugely popular over the last few years. But if I can drop somebody for $240, man, what a blessing, what a gift it is to me to know that you're not somebody I ever have to pay attention to again.
I think it's also worth it to send that invoice off, just to let them know that you're ticked off and you probably aren't going to see these people again anyway. So, by the way,
did you have to tell them? Why not just never talk to them again? Why not just pick up the phone?
There's some bit of pleasure in sending that note out. Me.
I don't think there's any greater pleasure than going on with your life. What can I say?
You're not a bitter human being like I am.
Well, this is just one of our many differences. I love that everybody has been going to eatdrinksmokeshow.com and clicking on the link to get their MyPillow Giza Dream bed sheets and get the MyPillow, which I use, and the MyPillow towels, which I use, using promo code Tony, Tony. Those Giza Dream bed sheets, which I use, by the way, and they are fantastic. You're going to get 50% off any Giza Dream sheets with a price as low as $49.99 when you go to mypillow.com and use promo code Tony. Save 50% on all the Giza Dream bed sheets. mypillow.com. Click on the radio listener square and use promo code Tony. You're going to get the Giza Dream sheets, which are fantastic, for as low as $49.99. You're also going to find deep discounts on all the MyPillow products, including the MyPillow mattress topper, the MyPillow towel sets, which I use, and everything they have to offer. Don't miss the sale of the year. MyPillow.com, promo code Tony. MyPillow.com, promo code Tony. You're going to sleep much better with MyPillow.com. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.